When you write an equation in a compiled language like C, the compiler translates those mathematical symbols directly into primitive machine-level instructions. But in Python, that smooth mathematical surface is an illusion. Beneath the syntax, Python has no primitive low-level operators. Every piece of data, from a simple integer to a multi-dimensional array, is a fully realized object. In 1991, the language was released by Dutch programmer Guido van Rossum. He designed it to prioritize human readability, enforcing a high-level, object-oriented structure right down to the language's core foundation. He even named it as a tribute to the British comedy group Monty Python. The intent was to embed a philosophy that programming should be a playful, highly approachable environment for developers. To keep that environment visually clean, standard operators are actually just syntactic sugar. They are shorthand symbols that trigger internal object methods, often called dunder methods because of their double underscores. Looking at this expression on screen, the plus sign and the in keyword are simply masks. Expanding them reveals the explicit method calls. The objects are communicating through _add and _contains. Mastering Python requires a shift in perspective. You have to look past the symbols and see them as messages passed to data objects, asking them to perform their own internal logic. With arithmetic like x plus y, Python sends a message to x's _add method. If x doesn't support this, it returns a singleton called not implemented. The interpreter intercepts this, swaps the operands, and triggers _radd on y to handle x. Arithmetic in Python is a flexible negotiation between two completely independent objects. It ensures graceful degradation, giving both sides a chance to compute before raising a type error. Standard assignment doesn't move data. It's a binding operation, attaching a name type to a memory address. Augmented assignment attempts in-place modification via iadd. If mutable, it updates its own data directly while keeping the exact same memory address. If that in-place method is missing because the object is immutable, like a tuple or a string, the operation falls back to standard addition. It creates a completely new object and rebinds the variable name to that new memory location. There is also the Walrus operator. This syntax allows you to evaluate an expression and assign it to an identifier simultaneously, condensing logic into a single step without needing a separate line to establish the variable. Ultimately, assignment in Python is a process of managing a graph of namespaces and tracking memory references, rather than injecting data into rigid containers. Looking at two identical data blocks, we see the distinction between value and identity. The double equals sign compares their values using _equals, outputting true. But the is keyword compares their underlying memory addresses. Because they are distinct objects in memory, x is y outputs false. Membership operators, which check if an item exists within a collection using in or not in, rely on a robust cascading execution protocol. First, the interpreter queries the collection for a specialized _contains method. If missing, it moves to step 2, attempting to iterate element by element using _iter. If that fails, it relies on the old-style sequence protocol, querying indexes with _getItem until it finds a match. Python prioritizes specialized efficiency first, but it will exhaust every possible iterative pathway before admitting defeat and raising an exception. The expression s or default reveals a quirk of Python logic. The OR operator assesses the truth value of the string s via the _bool method. Since s is empty, it evaluates to false, and the operation moves to the second argument. Notice the output. It doesn't return a Boolean. It returns the literal string default. Logic operators evaluate truthiness, but they return the last evaluated object itself. This mechanism turns logical operators into concise control flow routers. They provide a way to set default values and direct program state on the fly. When you write a dense expression that utilizes arithmetic, logical, and membership operators all at once, the interpreter needs a strict set of rules to resolve the sequence. This table outlines Python's operator precedence. It determines which operations bind most tightly to their data. At the very top, with the highest priority, is exponentiation. At the very bottom, with the lowest priority, are assignment expressions. Working through a complex equation, the system systematically cascades through the hierarchy. It evaluates the arithmetic first, then computes the bitwise operations. After that, it resolves comparisons, identity, and membership tests, before finally evaluating any logical operations at the end. Pythonic code leverages the fact that operators are not performing independent calculations. They are standardized interfaces connecting directly to an object's internal logic. The practical benefit of this architecture becomes clear when building a custom class. By explicitly defining these dunder methods, developers can author new data structures that operate and interact identically to Python's built-in types. This delegation of logic ensures that the same mechanics powering the core library are available to every developer. It means user-defined types can achieve the same interoperability as a native integer, integrating directly into the language's internal ecosystem.